everybody, welcome to Thread Therapy. This is my vlog where I talk about all the things I love about sewing, and I have got a virus. You might be able to hear it in my throat, but I've got my big girl pants on and I'm here today for Friday sews. So I hope you enjoy and that my voice will last throughout. I do have a drink, so let's keep our fingers crossed so I can keep going. So Friday Sews is started up by, it's a hashtag started up by Today from Jen's Sewing Room. I think I've got that right. I will put all the information for everything in the drop down box below. If I talk about anything, you'll be able to find links to the things down there. But Friday Sews is just basically a really great way of finding all the sewists on YouTube and finding out what they've been up to. So this week's been busy. I've had a busy old week at work. I was in Dorchester on Monday and then I was in Wexham on Wednesday, so lots of travelling around. Not a massive amount of sewing, but I did manage to make something, and you might notice because I'm sitting wearing it. And this is the Marlo cardigan. So we talked about this chunky knit fabric before, which I bought from, I can't remember now, Flamingo Fabrics, I think, in a sale, but they don't sell fabric like this anymore, so you won't be able to get any hold of any. But it is like a knit look fabric. And then I've used a jersey, just a plain black cotton jersey for the cuffs and the neckband, and some of these big black buttons, which I got from my local Franklin's. So if you've not come across this pattern before, and I'm sure you have, this is the Marlo cardigan by True Bias. It's a really lovely grandad style, boxy, oversized cardigan, and you can make it in two lengths, so you can either go for the cropped or the longer length style. I've gone for the cropped, which is what the image on the front of the pattern shows, and this is actually the second Marlo cardigan that I've made so far. The first one using actual fabric that looks like knitted material. So what do I think? Well, this size chart, what I decided to do, as with my last version, is to just make it as per my normal body measurements. So that meant I made a size 6, which is a chest of 35 inches, a waist of 29 and a hip of 37, which is pretty much bang on what my measurements would be. And that's because I want it to look like the image. I know lots of people have said it's quite oversized, but I wanted that sort of granddad oversized chunky cardigan look, especially since I've got such chunky fabric. So this is the size 6. As you can see, the sleeves came out at a really decent length. I made no alterations at all to the pattern. I made it up exactly as per the pattern. I'll just stand up so you can see the length on me. So I've got it on today with a pair of ready-to-wear black jeans. The only thing I'm not keen about with this is that it tends to have these rather unsightly looking drag lines, and I think it's because that top button is pulling the fabric. So I might take this button off and then move this one down and that one down. Oh, the cat's come to join us. It's going to sit on my chair. So yeah, I might just move the buttons around. I was really lazy, I have to admit. I didn't make buttonholes. I just sewed the buttons straight on because I'm not going to wear this open, I don't think. I think the whole style of it is that you wear it closed. I probably would wear a tighter, lower cut t-shirt underneath just to make the line of it look a bit nicer. Bandit, what are you doing? He's a nightmare, that cat, honestly. He's like the spawn of devil himself, but actually we all love him to bits because he's really cuddly and friendly, and that's the only reason he gets away with stuff, because if he wasn't cuddly and friendly he'd be gone. I'm only joking, but yeah, he's really naughty. Anyway, going back, where was I? Yes, so that's the only issue. Because I've combined two different fabric types together, the knit and the jersey, I initially was like, oh no, this is going to look hideous. When you first sew this band on all around, because these front pieces are slightly curved, and when you've just sewn it on an overlocker, it all went wavy and wonky and just looked hideous. And I had to put it on Agatha for a couple of days, just pinned it out and left it to settle because I was worried it was going to look really baggy and strange. but it's not too bad. I'm actually quite enjoying wearing it. Bandit again. Can you see his ear? Honestly, what is it with cats and videos? Out! Go on, off. So that's the Marlo cardigan by True Bias, and I would make it again. I'm not sure if I would buy this fabric again. It's a little bit itchy, it's a bit scratchy. I definitely need a long sleeve t-shirt underneath it because the arms are a little bit scratchy. I think that's because there's quite a high polyester content in this fabric. Yeah, and I'm not sure how long it's going to survive the washing machine because it's quite a loose weave, and although I've done my very best to sew it up as well as I could, with loose weave fabrics sometimes, you know, the washing and stuff, it pulls it apart. And it's also, I've only worn it once so far today and there's quite a few bobbles. So we shall see. It was an interesting experiment, having never worked with this fabric before, and something fun to do this week in amongst all the work. So moving on to plans for the next week ahead, and I've very kindly been gifted the Nora by Tilly and the Buttons pattern. Thank you so much to everybody that suggested this one as an alternative to the roll neck sweater that I made in my first video. I think it's the Monroe turtleneck. It's a free pattern, and I wasn't very keen on the sleeves. I wanted something a bit baggier and a bit more oversized. And a friend of mine who likes a bit of sewing had this pattern in her stash and said that I could borrow it and trace off my size and use it, which is really kind of her. So hello Tash, if you happen to watch. So I'm going to make this size 4, I think, in this. And the 4 is tiny bit bigger than my measurements, but not by much. And I've been burnt a few times by patterns recently where I've decided that I would make the smaller of the sizes and then they just haven't fit me very well. So I think I'm going to just try to carry on making patterns in the size that's suggested on the envelope, unless it's a big 4, because we all know the big 4 make gigantic clothes. So this is the fabric, if you didn't watch my previous vlog. It's a navy and white Ponte Roma fabric, and it's actually a jacquard. It's got a little bit of a texture on it. I don't know if you can see that there. I think the jacquard side is the right side of the fabric, but I'm not entirely sure. The other side is smoother, this side is bumpy. So I'm guessing you can just use it whichever way around you want. And I'm going to make the version on the front cover with the long sleeves. I probably won't do the split hem, only because I like to do a bit of a front tuck on my tops, and when you front tuck a top with a split hem it looks a bit weird. So I might just square off the hem at the bottom and just do a normal hem. But you can make, it's got several versions here. You've got like a turtleneck version, a round neck, and then a longer version with a round neck. So I'm going to give that a go, having never tried that pattern before. I'm quite excited to get that made up. So yeah, that's my plans for the following week. So moving on to the things that I've been watching or listening or enjoying, reading. I have been watching fashion videos, actually, trends and style type videos. So I don't know whether you guys feel the same way. Some of you might. I'm 46 this year and my body shape has changed as I've gotten older. And whilst that's, you know, just something that happens, hormones, the dreaded hormones, but it does change the way you think about yourself and your style and what you like to wear, and maybe some things that you would have worn beforehand, you maybe wouldn't reach for anymore. So I kind of felt a bit lost as to what my style and what fashion I would like to enjoy. So it's been really good to watch some YouTube videos from some great sort of fashion and trend YouTubers, and this week I've been watching Leonie from the Style Insider, and she's been talking about the spring trends that are going to be wearable coming up for this year. And whilst I was watching that video, she was talking about mob wife chic or mob wife style. So basically there's this trend where it's all about leopard print, it's all about bold colours, it's all about looking a bit like a mob wife, garish, bright shoes, big jewellery, that kind of thing. And I love a bit of leopard print, so I was thinking, well, awesome, I'm a mob wife without even knowing. And then the other trend that she was talking about was granddad chic. And I was thinking, well, actually, this is quite granddad chic. And although I'm not led by fashion, I wouldn't, you know, lose my mind and go and buy a pair of really low slung jeans and wear them out the house because they were in fashion. Also, it's kind of nice to know what's coming off the catwalks, what people are going to be wearing, because quite often when you do have a piece on that looks a little bit different, people will compliment you on it and you think, oh, well, that's because I've been thinking about, you know, trends and style and fashion. I get it's not for everybody, but if you want a recommendation for a good YouTuber to watch, I would recommend Leonie from The Style Insider, and I'll pop her contact details down below. Right, I think that's it for today. Nice short and sweet one. My throat won't take much more, to be honest with you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and if you have, please press the like button and subscribe so that you can catch next content that comes out. There is a bell down there, and I do have a Ko-fi account if you're interested in buying coffees. No pressure though. And I will see you next week for another Friday Says, hopefully. Bye.